A lot can happen in a week. State fair done, school starts, little vacation, season underway, Vikings win the opener. Busy.
Are you wearing me on your...
Yeah, that's what I said. A lot can happen. State fair. I bought this with my own money. Don't you love it?
I would have... Well, I can't give you
No, you
money
can't
then,
give-
though.
I
I
know
would
that.
if you'd let me know, but... Man, do you want to wear my skin?
Weird? No. Just the shirt. Just the shirt. And the hat. No
I
skin.
like it. I like that shirt. I do. I didn't design it. I just smiled like an idiot, but kind of like I do on this show.
And it looks good.
It does. It looks good on you. I will say it looks really nice.
Thanks.
Mine
See?
looks like the Kool-Aid man tried to draw a Van Gogh on his stomach, but
It'd be weirder if you wore this shirt on air. If I wear it, just this once maybe.
I'm not above wearing my own T-shirt. No way. No, I've done worse.
All right. Let's start the show. You've done worse. I won't ask.
Neither one.
Not tonight anyway. MeatSauce and Monty, Matt Montgomery, Paul MeatSauce Lambert. Paul, Vikings win the opener. Surprised? Not surprised?
Well, it depends. If you asked me at 1:45 today, I would have said, "Yeah, I'm
You're
shocked they
surprised.
win." They looked like a team that they looked like a preseason game.
Right.
The first, 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
30.
The first 30 minutes of it. The first half looked like a preseason game. And the one thing I love at the end of the game, Ben Lieber on KFAN asked Harrison Smith, he said, "What did the coach say to you at halftime?" And everybody, in a world that we live in, everybody says, "Well, you got to make halftime adjustments." Harrison Smith said, "We're adults. We're grown men. We don't need any of that rah-rah," and he would have said the actual word after it, but they were on the radio. And he's right. They don't need, they saw what they produced out there on the field. The defense came out and they were on fire in that second half, and it was fun to watch. The offense is horrible. The running game is bad.
Okay.
We'll
pick it apart here one by one.
Sure.
You would honestly say you thought it was horrible? The whole game or just the first half?
I think just in general. That's a 5-win team. You have to score an offensive touchdown against that team. Laquan Treadwell doesn't play. That may be a different issue. Why doesn't he play? Will Fuller, the guy picked right before him, had a touchdown, 107 yards. Corey Coleman had a touchdown. Granted, the Vikings didn't get an opportunity to him. I don't think he played an offensive snap. That kind of bugs me, but defensively they're fun to watch, and that interception Kendricks made turned the whole thing around, and it was all because of the pressure.
Right, Everson Griffin.
Everson put on Mariota, and Mariota just kind of flicked it up there, and he had no shot, and Kendricks caught it and ran.
Mariota probably thought that he still had enough on that he wasn't going to get picked off. He didn't see Kendricks coming. He thought it was just going to be a little dump down, and the pressure made him hurry it. But that was a great play by Kendricks. And 77 yards taken off afterwards.
And I think one of the advantage Kendricks has is kind of like you always see, they always talk about like smaller running backs. And they go, well, these guys you can't see behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Eric Kendricks is probably my height. You can't see him.
Are you as fast as he is?
No way. No. I've put on about 60 pounds this weekend. You can't see him by the line of scrimmage, so he pops up and catches that and makes that, 77-yard
Even on the replays,
run.
it didn't seem like it looked like the angle was too tight and he wasn't going to get there. That was just the TV one, but it was a great move.
Eric Kendricks is phenomenal. I love that guy. He's so good at football, and the linebacking core played well. Greenway played well. Barr
was not mentioned very often.
He had one tackle.
Yeah,
one. And you can't, and I tweeted it, is Barr playing? Barr's supposed to be a superstar, and superstars make, big plays in games like that. And luckily, they got 2 defensive touchdowns. Daniil Hunter's a stud.
Yep.
They were defensively, they were great.
All right, so let's get to Sean Hill. Do you think that his performance today, 18 of 33, 263 yards, no turnovers but no touchdowns, is this what we would expect from a backup? Or do you think that his performance was better than what could have been expected?
That's a really good question. Sean Hill proved in this game multiple things. He proved that he's a journeyman. He proved that he will not make it through 15 more games. On that one play,
the run,
he looked like the Tin Man running around. He looked so slow.
I thought he was hurt afterwards because he was slow getting up and then going to the sideline. He's fine.
Yeah,
that's just full speed.
But I don't think he'll make it through an entire season. That's just my opinion. I get how he didn't turn the ball over. Yeah, but you're not going to. This team that they played today will pick in the top 5 in next year's draft. I guarantee it. They're bad. They're a bad team.
You think Tennessee's that bad?
Oh yeah, they're
really?
bad. Well, their defense just kind of. Once their offense
the running game.
Once the Vikings defense put pressure on them, they kind of just folded up. They scored that touchdown at the end. That was garbage time, maybe not, but. they made a bunch of mistakes. The Vikings last year did the same thing. They played a really bad San Francisco team and lost. They were down
Right.
10-0 at half. They were down 10-0 at half on this time, came out and they scored 25 unanswered points
Right.
until that last touchdown. They can win ball games with that defense, but to the Sean Hill question, if Sean Hill's the starting quarterback in the Green Bay game a week from tonight, it's a massive mistake.
Okay.
Sean Hill sucks. I'm sorry. He's not
See,
good.
No, you said this last week when we were at the
He's
state
just
fair.
not
You said,
good.
But we won the game with him.
They won.
I
The defense
agree.
won
No,
the
but
game.
I think
the defense won the game.
I think Bradford should get the start next week.
They
I
would have
agree
won
with that.
35-10 if Bradford had played. That pass that he threw to Diggs that he overthrew.
Yeah.
Bradford makes that. You make that. That's an awful miss.
I might.
It's a
I gotta
bad,
just-
but it's a bad miss. So that's a touchdown right there. Sean Hill's probably the greatest guy ever. He's not a good quarterback. He's not a full season quarterback.
We got to win with him as a starter. I'm gonna
They
focus on the
shouldn't have to
positive.
again.
Well, no,
Bradford should
defense
be
got it. I get
Sure.
that.
Bradford should be the starting quarterback. You don't trade a first round and possibly a second round pick for a guy that you're
Right.
just going to sit.
He's not going to sit for long. We
He
can all
shouldn't
agree
sit
on
on
that.
Sunday.
All
He
right.
should play Sunday.
Another subject that we got to talk about,
Sure.
Adrian Peterson. Boy, people are saying, should he play preseason, should he not? I don't know if playing preseason changes this, and here's my take on that. They were stuffing 8 or 9 in the box the whole time. It appeared to me the offensive line was not – Adrian wasn't missing holes. He, of course, was a little slow. He always does that little stutter step. He tries to put a juke or something in the backfield. I think a lot of that is on the line and then on Adrian maybe not playing. But seriously, 19 carries, 31 yards. I don't know if playing in the preseason changes anything. Do you?
No, AJ and I had this argument on overtime that we do after every noon Vikings game about 5:30. AJ and I had that argument. AJ's all for that he should. No,
Should
Adrian
play
Peterson
or should not?
He thinks he should.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson should not play in the preseason because everybody will say, well, he should play in the preseason. Well, why? You really think that if he'd run for 3 or 4 plays against San Diego in that preseason game that he would have run for 150 today? No, they practice together. He practices with that offensive line. Him playing, if he wants to play in the preseason, sure. If it's up to the coaches, he should not. He's too valuable. I mean, granted, he's older, but LaDainian Tomlinson didn't play in the preseason. Aaron Rodgers barely plays in the preseason. He shouldn't. No,
So let's take the
preseason argument makes no sense.
Sure.
It's
So
the preseason.
throw that out. Today's performance. Do you put that more on the line or do you put that on Adrian?
I think
Because
I
I would
put it
almost
on-
say that it's the line. It never seemed like he had opportunities.
Yeah, but he, as a great high school football coach that I had growing up, Miles Ginther would always tell the running backs, you run north and south. You don't gain any yards going like this and wobbling back and forth. Run forward. You're a big back. Take off and run downhill. That's what you're good at. He's turning into like Marshall Faulk, who's a Hall of Famer, but still, don't juke. Go right there, run face down, run into the hole and go. I don't know what this east-west crap he's got going on. Just run.
Too many stutter steps trying to dance.
And
I
if
don't
there
get it.
aren't holes, then it's the offensive line. But I don't know what it is. I didn't watch that part that closely. I'm just watching. I want to see
the
him
cheerleaders.
throw that. And I just want to see him throw downfield. But they can't do it with Sean Hill because every time he throws a pass, it looks like one of those dying ducks in Duck Hunt, where it just right. It's not
and
good.
the dog goes. And
Right. Yeah. The dog probably couldn't catch it because it doesn't go very far.
All right, next week. How big is next week's game? Home opener at the bank against the Packers, who won today. We can rip on them if you want.
Barely. They barely won. I mean that.
Jacksonville, are they a better team?
Jacksonville's great. Jacksonville's a way better team than Tennessee. I mean, the thing with this game next week is great on all kinds of levels. It's Sunday night game, which has now become the Monday night game because the games this Monday are good because one, there's 2 of them. But for the most part, the Sunday night game's the best game of the week.
Absolutely.
It's at that new stadium. It's against the Packers. Both teams are 1-0. In 15 weeks, when they play again on Christmas Eve, it could come back to haunt them with what this game could mean. It's going to be loud. People are going to be drinking all day. It's going to be
Not just
phenomenal.
Wisconsin fans,
No, it's going to be
Minnesota fans too?
phenomenal atmosphere to be in there. And just from that standpoint is why you start Sam Bradford. You bring the new toy out to the new environment. It'll be a phenomenal game, and I cannot wait to watch it. I wish it was tonight. That's how
You're so excited. It's like
I'm
Christmas.
just excited. It's great. Packer. I hope they destroy them too.
I hope so too.
All
All right, we're going to talk a little bit of Gophers after this. Then we got the Dozier Fire drink, man versus baby. You're going to want to see that.
What?
Yeah, you're going to be holding a kid.
Okay. Watch out.
Welcome back. A big weekend for football fans in Minnesota. The Gophers win 58-28 over Indiana State. The Sycamores, your thoughts on that game? Did it mean anything?
No.
Yeah.
Indiana State's a basketball school. Isn't that where Larry Bird went?
That's right. That's right.
It's
Very good.
It's good that they win. They have to win these games. And if they laid an egg basically like they did the week before,
Yeah.
if they win 35-31, I mean they won big. They beat the team that they were playing badly. I mean, they beat them bad. I mean, it was just eventually they just put in, second string. I don't know. I don't watch the Gophers a lot. I'll listen to them if they're on the radio, and I'll watch it if I literally have nothing to do. But
But you were cleaning?
Yeah, I was cleaning.
You were busy.
And,
Folding socks,
Yeah, actually
laundry.
I was. When Fallon was like, "Hey, we should probably clean up the house," I can't just sit there on my big butt and not do anything. So I'm like, I'll just throw the Gopher game on. And
I'm working.
no, that doesn't work in my house.
It kind of works in my house.
It would,
little
because
bit.
then I just go in the basement and she forgets about me. But,
Where did he go?
It was just kind of on in the background. They should beat a team like that.
Yeah.
They should beat all these teams. Justin Konzemius, who's on with us on Thursdays, said they should be 11-1. Now he's extremely
That's not going to
homer.
happen. That's not going to happen. I will say that is not going to happen. They're going to lose 3 or 4 games. Easy.
But they play a cupcake of a schedule.
Yeah.
They don't
to
play
start.
Michigan, who may go to the national championship.
Right.
They don't play
Ohio
Ohio State, who is a great team. They don't play anybody good. I mean, Penn State barely won, I think. I didn't really pay attention to it. And they
Penn
should
State
be good.
lost to Pitt. That's
Okay,
a
well,
rivalry
see,
game for them.
Penn
but they
State
scored like
sucks
38
then.
points.
I don't even know
Yeah.
that. I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I kind of paid attention. I'm not going to be like, yeah, they ran for 408 yards against the spread.
I wrote that stuff down, but
Sure.
you already know. If you're a sports fan, you already know the facts and figures. We get that. That's why it's our job here to talk. We don't always have to agree or disagree. I honestly think the Gophers are going to lose 3 or 4 games this year. This is a game that they won by 30.
Yeah.
That they were expected to win by 30 at least.
But how many times?
20. They only won by.
But how many times have the Gophers been 21-point favorites and they either lose or win on a field goal? Last year they played some team. I forget
Colorado State.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That's who they play. They have a bye week next week, and then they're at home.
Horrible.
That could be another. That's why I'm saying they could lose that one
But
at home as scared of Colorado State. You never know.
It's good to see them win these games like that.
Right.
It's good to see them blow somebody out because somebody, I think it was Kevin Fulness, tweeted, they're usually on the other end of this. Yeah. They're usually getting blown out by Wisconsin or something like that. It's good to see them do this. I'm proud of them, and Tommy Olson's a big fan, so I guess I'll be a big fan.
Don't get me wrong. I am a Gopher fan. I honestly, legitimately think they're going to lose
go to college, so.
3 or 4 games this year. That's just how I feel.
I think you're wrong, but who cares?
Well, we'll see. When they lose that 4th one, I'll just I'm right. So we were going to say in the locker room. It seems like they got a little controversy that they created on their own. Mitch Leidner was quoted in the Strib today saying that they were talking about the Indiana State head coach Mike Sanford, quoting them as saying they were like an upper-level D1 2A team, and they got the team all worked up in a frenzy over that. No journalist can find if Sanford ever actually said that. What's your take on basically creating this fictional, hey, that coach said some crap about us, so we're going to get all upset and fired up?
I think it goes back to the thing I said about the Vikings.
Yeah.
You
Grown-ups
don't need that. You're all adults. I mean, if you need bulletin board materials, unless some guy comes out and says something like super vulgar, then that may be bulletin board material. Like I think what Kevin Garnett said about Carmelo Anthony's wife, like that's bulletin board material.
That's going
like,
back a little
ways. Somebody came out and said
ways.
something about my wife, that's bulletin board. Oh, I just block him on Twitter.
Sure.
Or have Randy, Sean, and Luke beat him up. I don't, one or the other. But you just, you look at it and you go, you're gonna fake bulletin board material. Then you maybe are a Division 1, 2A. You have to fake
with that
bulletin
mentality.
board material.
Yeah, right.
And in today's world, you could find that.
Right.
Even if it's on some
Podcast,
small
Twitter,
Indiana
yes.
radio station,
It would have grabbed headlines.
You would find
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
If you have to make up that,
Well, then
then
there's
you
more
are
to
a
it.
Division I, 2A, what?
There's more to it. They were also saying that the Sycamores, that's Indiana State, was dancing on the M when they were getting ready for the whole victory march coming out. And we talked about, is there anything, people have to get over this logo and brand. I mean, a few years ago, the Gophers were mad about Wisconsin pretending to chop it. There is, play the game. The painting at the midfield line doesn't make you win or lose. So getting fired up over, they stood where they should have stood. Who cares?
No,
Who
nobody
cares?
should care. But it's a sense of pride, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't want.
I don't get that.
Yeah, it's overrated. Just win the game and go home. As
There you
Barry
go.
Sanders always,
That's
just
nice.
hand the ball back to the referee and go home.
Sure,
Who
get on to the
cares?
next play, keep going.
Right, yeah, that bothers you more if you don't show any emotion.
Sure. Then you're not fired up.
No.
Anyway.
I get too fired up over stupid things.
It's all right. It makes for good TV. Let's get fired up over the Twins and the Dozier fire. Normally we call it the dumpster fire. I thought Dozier deserved our attention tonight.
I like that.
39 home runs. He is only 2 off being the leader in the major leagues. The last Twin to win the home run title was Harmon Killebrew in 1969. Dozier seems to be just on fire here this last 22 home runs in the last 37 games. That's 9 more than any other player in the league. What is going on?
I don't know.
Do you think that maybe Brunansky said, "Yeah, just go up there. There's no
Just
pressure."
swing.
Yeah. Who cares?
That's a good. That's
Like
that's
take
a
the
great
pressure
take.
off them.
Yeah, there is no pressure. They have
swing.
no pressure.
No.
They lost their. They lost today, right? I mean, it's football
7-1.
day. I didn't
Yeah.
pay any attention.
No, they got beat.
They lost their 90th game of the year on September 11th. 90th game of the year.
We still got 3.5 weeks left. I think.
Oh, they're going to lose 100+ games. They're
gonna happen.
awful. But Brian Dozier is one of, as I've always said, and I'll say this forever,
Good guy.
he's one of the nicest, not even athletes, one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. I hope he hits 50 home runs, and I hope he tells them, like, I want to get moved if you don't
Sure.
help this team out, because they're a disaster. You shouldn't from here on out, it should be free to go to a Twins game.
Well, it's not free, but you can go to Ticket King and get tickets for very,
Go to
very
Ticket
cheap.
King, and if you can't go there, go for free. They should let you
Walk in
in
for
They
free.
should let you in.
All right,
It's
get your beverage
embarrassing.
ready. It's time for us to get drinking after this. Go for free.
Go for free. I wouldn't pay for that hideous garbage. Unless it was-
All right, time for our drinking game. A little bit of trivia. If he's right, I drink. If he's wrong, he drinks. We try to keep it
Sweet.
pretty easy. Good stuff that's, timely. Some sports, some entertainment. All right?
Go on.
So, Saturday night, Joe Mauer, walk-off RBI
Ernest
single.
Borgnine.
No. You know what? I'll give you a clue right now. I don't have Ernest Borgnine in this week. Because
What?
football
The one
started,
time I
I'm sorry.
remembered.
Ernest Borgnine might have had more walk-off game-winning hits than Joe Mauer, though. So Joe Mauer, walk-off RBI single, scored Dozier. How many walk-offs has Joe Mauer had?
1.
No. 2. This was his second.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
It
not
was-
a lot.
No, only 2. You know, he's been with the Twins since 2004. Nice look there. I love it. Just give it
My Jack Black look.
So only 2 his entire
That's
career.
hideous.
I know. Well, and he's got such a good average and career and all this
Yeah,
stuff. Only 2 walk-offs.
Well, I'm sure he's maybe walked a lot, like back when he was really good.
Sure.
They walked him. That's awful.
Only
But,
2.
I don't know. It's all situation, dude. Baseball's boring. It's over with. It's football season. Who cares about baseball?
I'm going to milk the Twins for as long as I can with questions like that. All right. Tom Hanks, Sully, premiered
Yeah.
this weekend. It won the top spot at the box office, $35.5 million. I looked back. I wanted to see, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the top grossing U.S. dollars Tom Hanks film that he ever made? Toy Story 3
Yeah.
or Forrest Gump?
Toy Story 3.
Toy
Story 3
You got
because
me.
I've said this multiple times. Toy Story 1 through 3, regardless if it's animated, is the best trilogy of all time. There's not a better trilogy
Really?
than Toy Story.
You love it.
No.
Good movies.
Great movies, phenomenal movies. And everybody always comes back with The Godfather. The Godfather 2 and 3 are 2 of the worst movies of all time.
3 is bad.
2 is awful. 3 is awful. They're boring movies for boring people.
That's how you feel about from Tom Hanks to The Godfather.
Well, but everybody's comeback always is when you say that the.
Well, Star Wars. Wouldn't that be a lot of people?
Yeah, but that's in
Return
its
of the
own
Jedi gets a little
category.
soft.
That's in its own category, though. You can't compare anything to Star Wars. Plus, if Fallon's watching, I'm gonna get home to a. Ugh. She loves.
If you
Star
rip
Wars.
Star Wars,
Yeah,
Star Wars
oh God,
is
yeah,
awesome.
she loves Star Wars to the point where for Christmas she'd be like, "You can get me stuff other than Star Wars stuff."
Oh, really? That's all
yeah, oh yeah.
Nice.
Because it's everything's Star Wars around Christmas.
All right, so Star Wars or Star Trek. How's that for a segue?
Star Wars.
50th anniversary of Star Trek.
What? I thought you were
this
kidding.
week.
Nerd.
No, this week. This week was the 50th anniversary.
God.
I wanted to ask
I've
you,
never seen an episode of that.
do you think there were more TV series of Star Trek or movies?
That's a really good question, man.
Thank you.
That's a very good question. Can I answer?
You're trying to think about.
I'm gonna go with TV.
Wrong. Movies.
How many movies are there?
14.
Jeez.
TV
Becky.
series 6. That's why it wasn't as close as I thought either.
I thought it'd be.
I thought it
Yeah.
was close, but it's not.
They still make it?
There's a new show that's coming up next year for Star Trek and another movie that's in the works. So 14
Well,
movies.
Chris Pine's attractive, man, but other than that, I can't watch that garbage.
Chris Pine is in it.
He is. You got to see Hell or High Water. It's phenomenal.
All right.
He's in it. It's very good.
All right, next question. 92-year-old Greta Friedman died this past week.
Ernest Borgnine.
Nope, but see, good question. What happened to her that is a famous, iconic moment in U.S. history on August 14th, 1945, when she was just 21 years old? See, this is a news headline.
What's her
You're
last
either going to
name?
get it right or is Greta Friedman was her name. She was 92. 1945, she was at a certain
Now-
place when something happened.
If I go meat sauce on it, will it be offensive?
You can do whatever you want. It's our show.
that the-
We don't have bosses.
Is that the blimp crash?
No. That might have been a little.
I don't know.
I don't
What
think
is
that's U.S. history either.
Yeah. What is it?
No, the moment in Times Square, the famous photograph, the kiss, the Navy sailor that kissed the woman.
No one.
Don't you know this? Times Square. It was a headline in
No
the
one.
USA Today.
Matt,
She was 21. She
Matt,
was.
if we walk
grabbed her,
downtown
he gave her
tomorrow-
a smooch.
And everybody that walked through the Skyway, you said, "Who's Greta Sustanarin?" They'd go, "The lady on TV."
You're thinking of Greta Van Susteren.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. No one knows who Greta Sustanarin is. No one would know
It
that
was
except
in
for
the
my
paper.
nerdy dad, who's
Your
sitting there
dad
at home
knows
going,
this.
"I knew that."
Yeah.
No, he doesn't like. I don't know. He's not a squirrel. No, he did. Come on.
Greta Friedman.
No one.
92 years old. U.S. history.
She's still with us?
She just passed. That's this week. That's why it was the headline.
Oh.
All right.
I'm proud
Real quick, 25 years ago, 1991, September 10th, what band released a generation-changing single?
What band? I have no idea. Give me a clue here.
I can't give you a clue. We got to wrap it up.
How many people?
Nirvana.
Oh,
Smells Like
yeah,
Teen
okay.
Spirit.
Jeez, am I
25.
old.
God.
I'm old, man.
All right, Man versus Baby. We'll explain
What?
when we get back.
What? We don't,
Get ready to
we
hold
don't
the
have
baby.
I don't have a baby.
There's an old saying, never work with animals or kids. I got one of each on the
You're
set
working
right
with
now.
both. This is
Yeah.
my buddy. His name's Owen.
Yeah, Owen's doing awesome.
What's up, man?
All
How
right.
you doing?
So to explain Man versus Baby, this is the baby. This is our boss Todd's baby. Owen.
There is no Todd.
Well, we'll just say it's Todd's baby.
Okay.
So that's Owen. And MeatSauce and I were, this is mostly going to live on Twitter or our Facebook page, MeatSauce and Monty, look it up. He's going to, it's okay, Owen. You're
okay.
good. Yeah, so go on
okay,
Twitter.
bud.
He's going to pick fantasy positions by picking a block. He's going to get that player. MeatSauce and I will try to beat him. And Todd is going to make sure. Oh, buddy. We got just a few seconds left. Who do you want to win the Super Bowl this year? Say Vikings? Yeah, see, he agreed with me right there. All right, look us up on social media. Man versus Baby.